you've ever taken the time to take a moment and reflect on how your life once was versus how it is now, it's crazy how different you might notice it's getting, even if you didn't realize it on a superficial level. And I'm making this video today to talk about the relationship that I had with food in my past and the relationship that I have with it now. So please enjoy these videos of my travels to Oregon recently and my cute little animals, and I'll get right into it. I spent most of my childhood years and my teenage years feeling really vulnerable because of things that I've experienced at a very young age. And I know we've all had things that we've experienced and we all have a past, but it shapes you. It makes you believe certain things about yourself. It makes you value certain things. And oftentimes when we're young and growing up, it's subconscious. So we develop into these people who are not but the product of all of our past experiences. And it wasn't until just a year ago that things started to shift and I started to really develop my own way of living and develop my own belief systems outside of what I already knew. And I'm talking about this now because a year ago, this February, right now it's February 22nd, I overcame my eating disorder. And not once have I looked back. At times it's been hard, but I want to talk about it because it's taken away so many years of my valuable life. It destroyed so many areas of my life for 6 excruciating years, and I feel like sometimes that word is heard a lot more often than it really should be, and I really believe that it's something that we need to open up for discussion and talk about more, because it is a serious illness that is destroying the lives of so many people. I played volleyball for 8 years of my life, from 8th grade to my 2nd year in college, and I was so passionate about it. It was my favorite sport, and when I look back on the entirety of my volleyball career, I know that I ruined it. I know that I ruined all of it because I didn't know a thing about nutrition. I didn't know a thing about taking care of my body, and I simply thought that I wasn't progressing and I wasn't getting any better than I knew I could. I didn't know it was because of that, and I didn't know it was because my eating disorder had consumed my health and my beliefs and my values, and all I wanted to do was look good in a pair of spandex. And it's really sad to look back now and wonder what could have been different had I known, and I try and look back and think of what I can learn from the situation, but it's hard sometimes. And after my volleyball career and after I moved to a new town, I really decided that I was going to get my nutrition in check and my health in check. And by this time I was no longer bulimic, but I still had a really terrible relationship with food, and I knew I had to fix it. So I rolled into the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, and just as a little backstory, I'm only briefly going to go over this, and then I'm going to get into the main point, but that's basically what's been taking place over the course of the years, me really diving into the world of health and wellness and nutrient-dense foods that nourish your body and your soul, and how to learn to love yourself from the inside out. And it's crazy because none of us are born with any of these preconceived ideas of what anything means at all. We're not born with any beliefs or stereotypes or ideas of what anything is. They're all what we have been conditioned to believe. But we're all born of love. We are love. And so the basis of my practice at this point is not to teach people how to love themselves, but to teach people how to regain that love that we were once entirely consumed by. Because I know what it's like to hate myself in every aspect of my life, my body. I hated the way I looked. I hated the way I dressed. I hated looking at other people and thinking that they're happy, even though I had no clue what they were going through. And thinking that I wanted to be like them. And I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to this. And the road to recovery was not an easy one, but it was a necessary one, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. In every area of your life, you think you know it all. But then when you get to another stage of your life, you look back and you think, wow, I really knew nothing. Well, that's kind of what this whole process has been like. I'll learn something related to the world of health and wellness and nutrition, and I'll think, oh, I'm going to try that. Oh, I got it down. And then come to realize I find out more things and want to try more things. And the point is, life is just a big game of trial and error. So I've been working immensely on my self-love and self-care over the last year, and I can't tell you how fast I've learned to grow and develop and love my body every second of the day the way it is. And of course, just like anyone else, I have days where I emotionally eat, or I have days where I'm not feeling the best about myself, but I've gotten to a point where I know how to handle it, and I know how to not stay in that place of negativity and bad vibrations, because, you know, the saddest people in the world are the people who don't know how to get out of that realm of space, and it consumes them day in and day out. And I understand that the world needs more effective ways of handling the harder days and the harder times, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And what I want to make of this whole thing is basically that over the course of the last few days, if not week, I've had sort of an aha moment. And yes, I've had them before, but without even realizing it, I just find myself becoming so much more of an intuitive eater. And that's not something I've really been able to say all that much. Over the past couple of weeks, I haven't really had that great of a time listening to my body's hunger cues, so I've been trying to set times to eat so I can teach my body how to be hungry at these times to make sure I'm getting all the nutrition that I need. And at this point, I can confidently say that my problem is not that I'm eating too much. It's that I want to make sure I'm getting all the proper nutrition I need to fuel my body and my workouts. And it's a great feeling to have, but I just never seem to feel hungry. So I tried putting myself on the schedule, and without even realizing it, kind of fell off. But what came of that, and what came of the trial and error and me just living my life and doing my best, is a sudden realization that, whoa, I'm actually hungry and eating until I'm full, and then I'm stopping. And I know it sounds so simple and so basic, but if anybody out there has struggled with, anybody who's watching this has struggled with an eating disorder or binge eating or a terrible relationship with their food and body, they know that we've been conditioned over time to either eat too much or eat everything on our plates or constantly be thinking about food because we have a history of dieting. Whatever it is, it interrupts our biological signals to tell us what we need and what energy we need to fuel our bodies. And this whole thing happened without me even being conscious for it, because my body is learning to re-regulate itself. And even though it's taken a year and everybody wants results faster, the best results are the ones that take time. And when I did a little check-in with my mind and with myself, I realized that I haven't even been thinking about food because it's not on my mind. I have other things on my mind, and of course food sounds good, and when I'm hungry I eat, but I just had this sense of relief that I really can't explain. But all I can say is keep doing your research and keep trying new things that are nourishing to your body and seeing what works best for your way of living, because everybody is so incredibly different. And Make sure you're doing those regular check-ins with yourself to see how have things been going, because oftentimes we might forget, we might get caught up with our day-to-day lives, and that's okay. It's all normal. There's always somebody out there who understands what you're going through, and all I want to say is, as incredible as this realization I just came to is, it really truly gives me hope that every single person struggling out there can do the exact same thing, if not better, if not their own version of success. So I want you guys to know that it is 100% possible to heal your relationship with food and your body and feel beautiful day in and day out every day of your life, and I absolutely know that you can do it. And some things that you do in your life and the things that you try are totally in your power and in your control, but other than what you're fully capable of doing, you have to leave the rest up to divine power or the universe, and our bodies just doing what they do best, and it's keeping us alive and telling us exactly what we need. So just remember that your body will heal itself by itself given half a chance, and just give yourself a chance and be patient with yourself. And that's about all I had to say today is just that. And you'll definitely have your aha moments, and when you get to them, they feel amazing, whether big or small. So have compassion for yourself, but don't stop working hard to get the life that you want. And that's all I have to say for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed a little piece of my story. I know I haven't done too much of that yet, but if you did enjoy it and you like topics all about, healthy living and holistic health and veganism, but more importantly, mindset and having a really strong mind to believe that you can do anything and creating physical change through habit creation, then please give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below what you thought and what videos you would like to see for the upcoming future. And although I'm a small YouTuber, I would love it if you subscribed, because there's plenty more to come. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys later. Bye!